All right, this podcast is uncensored and not intended for younger audiences. It's the Mexican Ginger Podcast with Strawberry and Lizette everywhere you podcast and on our YouTube page. I've been holding on to this Brian Austin Green
Who the fuck is
audio
that?
for the longest time.
Why does that sound familiar?
Let you work it out. Brian Austin Green.
Is that Megan Fox's ex?
Yes.
Why did I just know that so quickly?
Well, he's a famous actor. He was originally in
I don't know who he
90210.
is. I don't watch that.
But you've seen him. He's been in other
clear people.
Things. What? It's for clear people?
It's for you clear folk. You've never been called clear before?
No, because I'm white?
I just started saying that. Yeah.
No.
It's my new word for white people.
Damn. So,
is that more offensive than white people? Are you offended?
Yeah, okay,
I thought it was funny.
No, I don't get offended. The only thing that I don't like the sound of is when people say whitewash. Have you ever heard that? I was friends with a bunch of Filipinos and Mexicans in high school.
My sister's whitewash.
See, that type of shit. Oh, you're so whitewash. It's like that, and then when they say, how do I say it?
Can you spell it?
WIG.
Oh, I think you can say that.
I think so
saying
too.
It.
I know, but when people say that, I'm like, oh, that's very. I don't take offense to it, but I know that's very offensive. I don't like the sound of that or whitewash. Honky, I've heard that. Whatever. Cracker, I've heard of. That's just silly. It's old timey. Cracker is old timey. Honky is old timey. White. I've been white, pale, pinky. Somebody called me pinky before.
Now you're clear.
Now I'm clear. So my nephew, he's 3 years old. So he, when they talk, it's
not clear.
Yeah, not clear. It's what are you saying? And he calls me Nino, and he goes, and he's half black and half Mexican. Mm-hmm. And he goes, Nino, why? I could have sworn he said,
why are you white?
Yes. Why are you so white? He's like, Nino, why are you so white? And I'm like, what? It's not my first time hanging out with you, kid. What are you talking about? And I'm like, what? What'd you say? And he goes, why are you so white? And I look at my fiance, who's Mexican. I'm like, did he just say, why am I so white? Because granted, it has been cloudy and rainy. I'm not the tannest person in the world, right?
Yeah.
And so after a bunch of questions and answers, it turned out he said, why are you still lying? Or why are you lying? Something like that. I'm like, did you say, why am I so white? Because for a 3-year-old who sees himself and then sees me, he's like, you are very different than me. I thought he said, why are you so white?
My son used to say, when he was smaller, he's also half black and half Mexican. He used to, because he likes to draw. So he's been drawing since he was 2. He used to draw pictures of himself and me and his dad and stuff. So when he would draw me and him, he would draw his dad brown.
Okay.
And so he would say that his dad was brown.
Okay.
He would draw himself tan.
Okay.
Again, going off the names of the crayons. That he was tan, and he would use the peach one for me. So he would say that I was peach.
Okay. So he's got, to do a family photo, he's got 3 different colors of crayons for the people.
He would say, we would ask him too, we thought it was funny, what color is your dad? And he'd be like, he's brown. And what color are you? I'm tan. Okay. Well, what color is your mom? Yeah. You're peach. And I'm like, well, you're not wrong. Yeah. You're not wrong.
That's funny.
But I just thought that was funny.
When you're texting with somebody who's brown or black, Asian, whatever, something other than you, and you give them a thumbs up or an okay, what shade do you go for the emoji finger?
Which shade? I do my shade. It's a tan.
Okay. I think I just do the regular, whatever's the regular one. No, not the yellow one.
Yeah, the regular one's yellow.
Okay, maybe I do go to the pale one then. But I'll have I shouldn't say his name because we were just talking about him.
Yeah.
The hug guy. We have a hug.
Stop it.
We have a mutual friend.
Yeah.
You and I. And when he and I text, he'll do thumbs up or okay, but it's the black thumb or the black okay.
You use the black thumb?
No, he does.
Oh, and so, I was like, why would you do that?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, and he's not the only person that does that to me. I'm like, well, I can't match that emoji. I kind of stay out of that emoji skin matching game. I'm like, okay.
Why are you making it so weird? It's not a weird thing.
It's not a weird, but I can't reply to his black thumb with my black thumb. in an emoji.
No, your thumb should not be black.
That's
your
what I'm
thumb should be
saying.
white.
Right.
Yeah.
But
so reply with your white thumb.
Right.
What's the problem?
Not the problem. I'm just saying, like, do you do the same thing? Do you reply with your skin color emoji?
Yes.
If you're texting with somebody else of a different skin color and they're using their skin color emoji?
Yeah, that's why there's different colors so that you can match it to your skin color and then that's the one you use.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand what you're talking about. Why is this confusing? The only time that I customize it to who I'm texting is the handshake emoji.
How so?
Or like the fist bump emoji, because you can change the colors of both hands.
No.
Yes.
What?
So I'll make one hand my color and then I'll make the other hands the color of the person I'm talking to. That's the only time I change it and when I customize it.
Handshake. I'll look that up later. Holy cow. By the way, do you know that if you, and I'll get back to Brian Austin Green because I've been holding this thing for months. Do you know if I text you and I edit it, you can still see the original text?
No, I didn't know that.
So watch this.
But why would I need to?
Well, watch. I'm going to go Lizette. Let me spell your name right first. Lizette, you. Don't, you got to turn your phone off. Don't open it yet. Okay. I just texted you something and now I'm going to edit it. Hold on. Boom. Send. Okay. So I texted you. You didn't open it. So I had a chance to edit it. So.
Open it now?
Yeah, open it now. What does it say?
Lizette, you are cool beans. Edited.
Yeah. So I said, Lizette, you're cool beans. But now if you hit the word edited, you'll see my original. Where it says, Lizette, you suck.
Lizette, you suck. That's funny.
I found out the hard way that somebody can see your edited.
You can see that?
Because, you know, when you start going in on somebody, you're like, first off, and like you're flaming them. And you're like, yeah, you know what? This is a little too. Let me bring it back. Yeah, so be careful out there. People can see your edited text messages.
Do you want to hear about the largest human poop?
Yes, then I'll get to Brian Austin Green. Go ahead.
So this is a photo.
Oh, boy.
Of the largest fossilized human turd ever found.
Yeah, because before indoor plumbing, cavemen and old wild Westerners, they were just pooping out there in the ground. Like, it's not going anywhere.
It belonged to a sick Viking in the 9th century AD.
Okay.
And has been valued at $39,000.
$39,000 poop.
The large, precious poop, officially known as the Lloyd's Bank coprolite.
Okay.
Am I saying that right?
I don't know. Doubt it.
The word coprolite simply meaning fossilized dung.
Okay.
This 1,200-year-old log.
Oh, Jesus.
That is thought to be the largest recorded in human history. Do you want to guess how long and how wide?
How long?
Or do you want me to just
tell me, because nothing
8 inches long and 2 inches wide.
That's girthy. 8 inches long. I'm looking at.
You want to see a picture?
Sure, why not? Ew. Ew, that's a poop?
It's a fossilized poop. It's so big that it's like on a stand.
Yeah. Hold that in the camera. See, that's the bonus you guys get for watching this podcast on YouTube. That is gross. That's gross. Okay.
Yeah.
Brian Austin Green. Yes, Megan Fox is. First off, when she's
big shit popping.
When she's talking about like how wild her sex life is with MGK and how like he is her spiritual soulmate and they share vials
her soul
of
twin.
Soul twin. They share vials of blood. Like, was she like that with Brian Austin Green, or is MGK just bringing the freak out of her?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Because it's kind of like with Kanye walking around with this Bianca chick that's his wife, and all he's talking about is banging her or how sexy she is, and she's barely wearing any clothes anytime. It's like Kim has to look at that and be like, bro, like you're making me look bad by acting up with her.
That's a good point. Maybe it's like a... Because, okay, so with Brian Austin Green and Megan Fox, who left who?
I want to say that she left him, but I don't know. But they also had kids together, so I think there was stuff. going
Because I was
on?
going to say, if he left her.
Okay, I'm going to look it up.
And Kim's the one that left Kanye, then maybe it's one of those, like, they still have feelings and are putting the most on display to get a reaction, to get some type of, like, feeling or emotion from them towards them. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. I'll Google this later. Everything I'm Googling about Brian Austin Green, it just says they split. Oh, Megan Fox filed for divorce from Green in 2015 before reuniting before the birth of their third. So they had 2 kids. She filed for divorce. They got back together, had a 3rd kid. And then at that point, I don't know who called it quits. But she looks normal when the photos with Brian Austin Green, she looks normal, right? Quote unquote. But then the photos with her and MGK,
I think girls start to, like, copy their men. When they start dating a new guy, they'll like change. Like, we saw Kourtney Kardashian's doing it. Now she's all like fucking punk all of a sudden. When she was with Scott Disick, this bitch was Betty Crocker. Like,
no kidding.
Kylie did it when she was dating Tyga. She had her own certain little look, and when she was dating who the fuck is her baby daddy right now?
Travis Scott.
Yeah. She even started dressing like him, and now that she's dating Timothy Chalamet, she a little white. I'm just gonna say it. She's even changed her style to start
she
like
has. Looking like
him.
looking
better with him, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Girls do it. Khloe Kardashian, Kim Kardashian, they all do it.
Okay.
All girls do it, I think.
All right, Brian Austin Green. So now that you know who he is, we all know who he is, right?
Oh, yeah.
So he was on this podcast. I wish I remembered whose podcast this was. I'll give him credit for it. But he breaks down how sick and close to death he was, like, recently. I'll play this piece of the podcast, and then at the end, we'll find out, like, oh, that's what caused it? So listen to how bad Brian Austin Green had things. Here we go.
Around 2016, you started having some serious health issues. Can you walk me through what that was like and how it affected you?
I randomly had vertigo, but like...
You know what vertigo is, right? Okay.
Like serious. Like I was in bed for 3 months.
So he's in bed for 3 months in 2016.
Yikes.
Like couldn't pick my head up off the pillow without getting insanely nauseous. I would throw up like 17 times a day, undiagnosed. And then it just randomly stopped.
So after 3 months, you're throwing up all day. You can't get up. You're too dizzy. You got vertigo. And then like, oh, I'm fine. So he goes to the doctor.
One day. And then I was like, oh my God, like that. I'm glad that's fucking done. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. And then all of a sudden I started noticing weird little things. I started slurring words here and there.
Kind of like us. We've been doing that.
Yeah.
I was like, this isn't
horrifying.
And I was terrified. It's like, what the fuck is going on with me? So I went and met with a neurologist at Cedars, and I was telling him what was going on. And he said to me, he was like, I don't know what it is, but I would suggest trying this, taking this steroid. I think you're going to wake up in like a month and a half, 2 months, and it's going to be totally gone. You're going to be like, oh my God, what was that?
Imagine you go to a doctor and they're like, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
He's like, maybe
That
try this
sucks.
drug. You're slurring your
That's
words.
like the last time my son was sick. And he was doing all these like lung scans and all type of tests and all type of shit.
Yeah.
And they're like, we don't
know.
He's got a virus, but we don't know what it is, so we can't tell you what to do.
Yeah.
Lots of rest and liquids. Like, thanks, you fucking guys.
And imagine how much weight you're going to lose if you have vertigo, so you're in bed for 3 months straight, because I had
throwing
a buddy.
up 70 times a day.
Yeah. I had a buddy who had vertigo, and you as soon as you get vertical, you're dizzy as hell. You have to lay down. So if you can't stand up, you can't exercise,
Can't
you
do
can't go anywhere, you
anything.
can't do nothing.
And I started taking the steroids, and literally within like a week's time went from speaking and all of that to walking, shuffling like I was 90. I couldn't speak.
So he's regressing.
Couldn't say more than one word every like 25 seconds.
Oh my God.
I couldn't read. I couldn't do anything.
That would be the worst.
Weird.
Yeah, he's going through all this. He said this was like 2016, something like that. So not too long ago.
Doctors couldn't figure it out. I did over 190 blood tests. Everything came back fine. I did
insane.
MRIs. They came back fine.
I didn't know he went through this at all, by the way. Like, we didn't hear this in the news. It wasn't on TMZ. Like, as I'm listening to this podcast, this is the first time I ever heard that
I've never heard this either.
And I ended up finding this natural doctor. To him, it came down to gluten and dairy.
Shut up.
All of that, gluten and dairy.
So when people say they're allergic to gluten, that's what the fuck they're talking about? Because I never really knew what that meant. Like, what do you mean you're allergic to gluten, and what even is that?
Pretty much. Here we go.
Which I'd been eating my whole life.
Yeah.
And I never knew because I had internal inflammation. It's not like I could look in the mirror and go, God, I look a little bloated or like there's something going on. It was all fucking internal.
Right.
So it felt like it came out of nowhere, but my body just...
It had enough, right? It just
shut down. It got to a point where it was like, I can't, this is too much.
So a lot of people are dairy intolerant or gluten intolerant, but you just have to put enough in your body, and finally your body goes, oh, we can't do it anymore. Like, we've had enough. Like, and that's what happened with him.
And they found that through blood tests?
No, he went through 100-something blood tests. He eventually went to a natural doctor, like a naturopath. Versus a neurologist and the people at Cedars, and they're like, oh, well, what are you eating? Like, what are you intaking? He's like, well, dairy and milk are going to do that to you. How scary to know that.
And so he stopped and it just went away.
He's back. Well, he's obviously back to normal now. I don't know how he's feeling, but he's probably he's probably obviously away from gluten. He's away from dairy.
That's insane.
It is. And people roll their eyes when I start getting on my soapbox about like how unhealthy our food system is, like how it's no longer the high quality it used to be once, and companies are cutting back using cheaper ingredients. They're like, oh, whatever. It's like, bro,
motherfuckers is getting sick.
Getting sick.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I've been holding on to that for a while because I'm like, bro, you almost died. You couldn't talk. You could barely walk. There was a time when you couldn't get out of bed.
All from gluten.
Gluten and dairy.
I don't think I eat. I don't even know what gluten is or where it's at. So I don't know how much gluten intake currently I'm at. But I know
you eat a lot of bread, don't you? It's in other things, but like we go ham on bread.
I don't really eat that much bread. I don't feel like.
Okay.
I think like
pastas.
In the morning, I do have bread with like a fried egg or like an avocado toast or something like that. But unless I'm eating like sandwiches, I don't really eat a lot of pasta either.
Yeah.
I think it may be from tortillas then.
Hell yeah. Yep.
I don't eat a lot of bread, but tortillas.
Now we got a problem.
Now we're finding the culprit here.
Yeah.
And what was the other one? Dairy. I don't feel like I really have that much dairy either, unless it's like, because I buy almond milk.
Yeah.
And so unless it's just already coming into something that I'm like buying from the store.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I eat a lot of cheese or ice cream. What
sucks about almond milk is I do that too. I go to either almond or oat as a alternative, but depending on the almond milk, sometimes it's less healthy because of all the sugars and other stuff they put in it to sweeten it. And like sometimes, I'm not saying every time.
Oh, I don't buy the sweetened.
Right. But sometimes almond milk could be just as bad, if not worse. It's like, well,
like, dude, all the flavors and shit.
Why can't I win? Like, just give me something that's not going to
Have you made your own almond milk?
Yeah. We do that a lot, actually.
Fucking knew it. You look like you do.
And we do hemp. Hemp milk's easy. We do hemp milk.
Have you ever made your own butter?
No, but the fiance wants to do that. Apparently, it's super easy. Mm-hmm. Apparently, it's easy. We'll do that.
Yeah.
All right. St. Patrick's Day Parade.
Oh, my God.
This will be quick.
Okay.
Did we talk about it here on this podcast? Or this was previously in the podcast where I talked about saying something I shouldn't have said accidentally?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a couple months ago. I'm at my brother's house. This might have been like Christmas.
Oh, we're not talking about this last St.
I'm
Patrick's.
just giving a little build up.
Okay.
So I think it was Christmas or something. There was a little get together. I'm like, oh my God, we were just talking about this on the podcast. I said something on the microphone at the St. Patrick's Day Parade. And I'm like, look, Ma, no hands. And I look up, I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have said that at that point when that person was there. And so super embarrassing. I'm like, oh my God. And they go, oh my God, are you going to come back? I'm like, I doubt they're going to invite me back. Like, not that it was a big thing, but I don't think they're going to invite me back.
Yeah.
Just a few weeks after that, I get an email like, hey, we would love to have you host the St. Patrick's Day Parade.
Nobody even remembers.
Nobody remembered. And I'm like, hell yeah, I'll do it. It'll be fun. And so as I'm standing there hosting, I got my face in the script and I'm reading the da-da-da-das, and the group of some horse dancers or horse riders, where I said, look, Ma, no hands. Again, totally didn't mean to point out the fact that one of the riders didn't have a hand.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to bring that up. I just meant like, oh, cool, they're doing stunts. And
that's like a thing you say.
It's a thing you say.
When you do a trick.
I just didn't mean it at that time.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I get a text message from my sister who's standing next to the announcer stage. And she said, hey, you just missed the horse rider with one arm. And I'm like, my face was buried in the script, so I didn't even see her. I just saw like they were coming. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to read the script here. But what I did, I said, because there's lulls in the parade. And then like you're supposed to like read some announcements like, hey guys, you can go to this stage or do this leprechaun hunt or whatever. I'm like, that's going to get boring real quick. This is what we're going to do. So in the very beginning of the parade, I'm like, all right, everybody. I forgot what I said, but it was some like real corny St. Patrick's Day joke, some leprechaun joke. And I'm like, I want you to give me like, crowd participation. I want you to send me leprechaun jokes, St. Patrick's Day jokes. I'll read them. If they're bad enough, good enough, I'll read them during the parade. I'll give you credit, and then I'll DM you back like some prizes, some tickets, right? And so during the lulls, I would go to my phone and I'd be rattling off these like horrifically corny leprechaun jokes, and it was crushing it because it was like, hey, what do leprechauns do when they sit out on or what do the leprechauns use to sit on their porch? And it's St. Patio furniture. Right, but everybody gets like a
oh my god
a laugh and like oh
that's
what?
so bad.
What? But those St. Patrick's Day like crowd participation jokes, they were crushing it. It was I might have to do that again next year. Crushing it.
You gonna save all those jokes for next year? Or you can try to get some new ones.
I'll probably get some new ones. I have one more thing for you that you're gonna be excited. You're gonna be excited
what?
Unless you have something. You have something?
No.
Guess where Young Straw is going? You're on vacation next week. On my vacation, guess where I'm going to be for a couple days?
Nashville.
Did you know, or did you just guess?
I kind of knew already.
Oh, how'd you know?
Previous conversations.
Oh, from me?
Yeah.
I already told you?
Yeah.
Ah, damn. I thought I was going to like drop mic on
Well, you didn't. You told me kind of when we were discussing when we should take our vacation.
Oh, that's right. Because of the dates.
I wanted to do it this week and you wanted to do it the next week. And then that's when we were like, well, why don't we just take them separately? Like, why do they have to be the same week?
Got it. Yeah, I'm going to Nashville.
Yeah.
It's sister's baby shower. And it's going to be during the total eclipse. Like the total eclipse that's happening.
Oh, you're going to see it from there?
I'm leaving a day before that, but everybody else is going to be there. But I've got a list of like, all right, we got to hit this place. We got to go here. We got to check this place out. We got to go to Zaxby's. So I have a little Nashville list of places to hit up.
Yeah, Nashville's fun. You're going to have a lot of fun.
Good. I'm looking forward to it.
You got to go to, even though there's a Slim and Huskies here, the original Slim and Huskies is in Nashville.
Okay.
Hattie B's Hot Chicken.
Okay.
That one's very touristy. If you want to
Okay.
go to the OG Hot Chicken, go to Prince's. It's kind of in the hood though, so maybe you'll feel more comfortable at Hattie B's. The bar tour, or not the bar. It's not called the bar tour. The Pedal Tavern. It's also very touristy, but I did it once when my sister was in town, and it's really fun.
Okay.
What else is there?
Broadway. We're gonna go Broadway.
Yeah, I'm
go to some
sure.
of the
I'm sure you'll go to Broadway.
clubs.
That's where it's. There's no clubs. It's.
I
all,
mean, like the
It's all bars.
live music. That's what I meant.
Yeah,
live
it's all
music
bars.
things.
Do you know Breezy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's out there?
Yeah, Breezy's out there.
All right, I'll tap in with him.
Hit up Breezy. He'll know some cool like brunch spots, I'm sure.
Okay.
There's a place called the Gulch. I don't remember what's there specifically, but I know I've been out there plenty of times to like eat. Nashville's very foodie.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's hella. Where are you gonna stay?
I don't know. I don't know all the info. I don't know if we have an Airbnb or if we're staying at their house.
Okay.
I honestly don't know a lot other than my travel schedule. Like I fly in on this day and I fly out that day. The fiance is taking care of everything else because
I think
I'm on vacation.
The Thompson has a nice rooftop bar.
Nice.
With the views.
Okay.
It's really pretty at night.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Everywhere else I've been is pretty fucking ratchet. I'm pretty sure you don't want to go.
Yeah.
But if you do go to a club, I would like you to just like experience the clubs because the clubs in the South are so fun. You can get like chicken wings and hookah,
Really?
like brought to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the fucking best. And then I left that and was like, y'all don't got like
service?
food in here?
Yeah.
Like what kind of place establishment is this? Seattle? Like I left that and went to Seattle. Was like, what the hell? Y'all ain't got chicken wings?
No. Yes.
No hookah?
I'm looking forward to it. So that'll be my next podcast. I'll have an update for you on the Nashville.
I hope there's no tornadoes. Tornado season.
Shut up! Don't say that.
Well.
All right. Well, on that note,
maybe you'll see some fireflies though. Those come out in the summertime. I don't know.
like Owl City firefly.
Yeah, they like the lightning bugs.
Uh-huh.
They got fireflies out there.
Should I catch them, put them in a mason jar, bring them back home?
Yeah. No, you'll kill them.
Oh,
They're just fun
poke
to
holes
watch.
in the top.
I hope there's cicadas.
Ugh. There were cicadas in Phoenix when I lived in Phoenix for 2 years.
Ugh.
Yeah, gross.
Yes. Ugh.
Like the whole time.
You know they're blind?
That's why they keep bumping into everybody?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's why they just fly into you because they're blind.
Dumbass cicada. See, there's certain things on this planet. It's like, why are you still here? Like, what do you do? What? Like when it comes to like the animal kingdom, it's like, what? Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why are you here?
I don't know.
Why are you here, cicadas? Cicadas. All right, let's wrap this up. On Instagram, we are at Strawberry and Lizette.
I'm at Lizette Love, LizetteLovee.
I am at Strawberry Radio. Thank you for streaming the Mexican Ginger podcast, and for everybody on YouTube, you got to look at Viking poop today. So thanks for thanks for watching.
I forgot about that.
Bye.